All right, fourth graders. So today we are looking at Dust Bowl refugees again. We read this story yesterday, and in your ELA packet, you should be looking at lesson 13. So see on the bottom, it says lesson 13. And at the top, it says to reread and look at the graphic and text features, such as the photos and quotes. How do these features help you understand the text? So let's look at the story. And remember that when we read informational text, which is what this is, the author will use different types of evidence to support the points that they make. So today we're going to look at the photographs and quotes that the author used, and I want you to think, why might an author want to show historical photographs in an informative text? Why would the author want to include quotes from people who lived through dust storms? So it helps support our understanding, just like in your ELA packet. How does it help you understand the text? So the author is including these features to help us understand it better. So that's what we're thinking about in this lesson. So let's look at the first feature. So on the left-hand side right here, there's 4 features that it wants you to say which part of the text it supports and how it helps me understand. So the first one is a dust storm photo on page 6. So right here, it's this right here, this dust storm photo. Now I have to think, what part of the text does it support? So let's look back in our text where it talks about dust storms. I think right here in paragraph 2, it says there are around 38 documented dust storms or black blizzards. So just like when we did our timeline lesson, I'm actually going to draw a line to show from this picture, I'm circling the whole picture, it supports this part of the text. And I'm sorry mine is sloppy, it's hard to do with my mouse pad on my laptop. It supports this part of the text, that there were around 38 dust storms or black blizzards. So that's the first thing that we need to think about on our packet. What part of the text does it support? I'm going to put it in quotes because I'm taking it directly from the text. 38 documented dust storms or black blizzards. And I want to think, when did that happen? Oh, it was in 1933. So I can add that in 1933. I didn't put it in quotes because I kind of took that out of order. I'm just adding the year for myself to help me remember. Now, how does it help me understand the text? So when I look at this picture, I can really see the huge size of the storm compared to the house. Look at that. So it helps me see how scary the dust storm was. So when I read about it here, it just says there were dust storms or black blizzards. But when I see the picture, I really understand why they called it a black blizzard. Because think about a snow blizzard when it's snowing so hard that you can't see anything and it might feel kind of scary. This was the same thing but with dust. So the photograph really helps me see how scary that must have been. So it helps me understand the text because it shows the huge size of the storm compared to the house. It helps me see how scary the storm must have been. Okay? Remember to pause so that you can catch up with writing, because I know I type faster than you write. Okay, let's do one more together, and the last 2 you'll do on your own. So the next feature in the story that I'm thinking, how does it help me understand, is the quote by Donald Worster on page 6. So let's find it. So it's in that same photo. It's the quote here. I'll pick a different color. We'll use yellow. So this quote here, suddenly there appeared on the northern horizon a black blizzard moving toward them. So what part of the text does it support? I think it's in paragraph 2 again. It's the same thing. So it's talking about on April 14, 1935, Black Sunday happened. Winds began to blow and the worst black blizzard hit. Skies filled with dust, houses were buried under mounds of sediment. So this quote is supporting this description here of Black Sunday. So on what part of the text does it understand? Does this feature support? It supports paragraph 2 and the description of Black Sunday. So notice for this one I put a quote that it supported, and this one I just kind of described what part of the paragraph it supports. Either one is okay. Either one is okay. So how does this help me understand the text? How does the quote help me? Well, it tells me how suddenly the storm came and that people were able to watch it, because it says suddenly it appeared moving toward them. So it's kind of helping me understand, again, how people must have felt and what they must have seen. So tells that the dust storm came suddenly and helps me imagine how people may have felt watching it come, because it tells me that they could watch it come suddenly. Okay, so you have two more. You have the Dust Bowl refugees photo and quote by a Kansas preacher, both on page 7. So here's the picture here, and here's a quote. So again, you could circle and draw a line to the part of the text and think, what part of the text is it supporting, and then how does the picture and the quote, how does it help me understand the text better? Okay, so fill that in on your own, and don't forget about the apply it.